What does it take to turn shapewear, the thing you hide under clothes, into a $4 billion fashion empire? A celebrity name? Sure. But not just any name, a marketing machine, a culture decoder, and a business tactician named Kim Kardashian. SKIMS didn't just go viral. It rebranded a whole product category. It took the whisper of shapewear and turned it into a shout on every feed from TikTok to Vogue. Later in this episode, we'll unpack how SKIMS use scarcity, inclusivity, and influencer hype to dominate not just Instagram, but Wall Street. But first, how did underwear become the new outerwear? Welcome back to What Made It Viral, the series that breaks down how culture, timing, and smart strategy turn everyday products into global movements. Today, we're diving into SKIMS, the brand that reshaped bodies, redefined beauty standards, and stitched itself into the conversation around identity, fashion, and inclusion. Here's how we'll break it down. The origin, how SKIMS was born from a personal pain point. The climb, the early strategies that built hype and credibility. The tipping point, when it broke out of the Kardashian shadow. The global spread, how SKIMS became a viral global fashion staple. The legacy, what it changed about branding, shapewear, and influence. Let's start in Kim's closet. Before SKIMS, there was a hacked pair of Spanx. Kim Kardashian had a problem. The shapewear available wasn't inclusive in shade, cut, or fit. So she cut and dyed her own. This wasn't a branding brainstorm. It was a DIY moment born from frustration. And that is crucial, because some of the most viral businesses start with a product the founder actually needed. Kim saw a gap. Shapewear was functional but invisible. Beige, bland, boring. It wasn't aspirational. It wasn't Instagrammable. She didn't just want to look slimmer. She wanted to feel fashionable. Enter SKIMS, originally launched as Kimono, but quickly rebranded after cultural backlash. That early pivot was key. It showed that Kim was listening, and that SKIMS wasn't just a vanity brand. It had range, adaptability, and attention to cultural nuance. And from the beginning, SKIMS centered around three values: inclusivity, size range from XX to 5X, versatility, nude shades for multiple skin tones, aesthetic, functional fashion that could also be flexed online, and this blend of practicality and pride. It was about to resonate massively. Behind the scenes, Kim recruited experts, from textile developers to fashion consultants. She invested in R&D, making sure SKIMS wasn't just hype, but high performance. Even the packaging spoke volumes. Minimalist, neutral tones, environmentally friendly. It looked like Apple met Calvin Klein. And let's not forget the timing. Body positivity and authenticity were trending. The rise of Lizzo, Ashley Graham, and TikTok's unfiltered influencers created fertile ground for SKIMS to thrive. SKIMS wasn't a trend chaser. It was a trendsetter, hiding in plain sight. SKIMS launched in 2019 and immediately did something genius. It dropped like a sneaker brand. Limited quantities, high anticipation, strategic scarcity. This was the supreme model, but for shapewear. And it triggered an adrenaline rush every time SKIMS announced a restock. Scarcity wasn't the only growth lever. Kim leveraged her entire personal media empire. 200 M+ Instagram followers, reality show appearances, celebrity endorsements, and viral moments. But it wasn't just her face. SKIMS featured everyone from athletes like Alex Morgan to icons like Tyra Banks to influencers with 500 followers. This created a layered influencer funnel. Mega celebs for brand legitimacy, micro-influencers for peer trust, everyday users for social proof. SKIMS knew how to play the algorithm. Their product names, Fits Everybody, Soft Lounge, and Sculpting Bra, doubled as SEO-friendly tags and emotion triggers. People didn't just buy SKIMS, They searched, shared, and talked about it. One of SKIMS' smartest moves? Not making everything about looking slim. Instead, the message was comfort, confidence, curves. It wasn't hiding flaws, it was supporting form. The product language changed, no longer control top. It became fits like a hug. Psychologically, this was profound. SKIMS wasn't just changing how people looked, it changed how they felt. And in the age of TikTok body positivity, this was fuel. Case in point, remember when a viral tweet, "SKIMS is the only thing holding my life together"? That wasn't just a joke, it was emotional branding. SKIMS' tipping point wasn't just one moment, it was 3 strategic masterstrokes. 1. Fendi x SKIMS, 2021. A luxury collab no one expected. Kim partnered with Fendi to create a limited edition collection. Prices soared, pieces sold out in minutes, and suddenly, SKIMS wasn't just comfortable, it was couture. This destroyed the barrier between utility and luxury. 2. Olympic Loungewear 2022. SKIMS partnered with Team USA for their Olympic undergarments and loungewear. This wasn't just patriotic branding, it was trust building. If elite athletes trusted SKIMS for performance, everyday people could trust it for real life. 3. TikTok takeover. On TikTok, SKIMS hauls became a content genre. Every drop came with try-on videos, fabric stretch tests, honest review breakdowns, and the algorithm rewarded consistency and authenticity, and SKIMS delivered both. This omnipresence led to something rare: default desirability. If you were into fashion, comfort, or culture, SKIMS was suddenly the answer. And the tone of SKIMS content was smart. It blended aspiration with self-deprecating humor. Here's me looking like a sausage in the comfiest way possible. That kind of content won the scroll war. But this wasn't even the real tipping point. Later in this episode, we'll explore how SKIMS' valuation jumped to $4 billion in a fashion market still recovering from COVID-19, and what that says about cultural timing. But first, let's look at how SKIMS conquered global culture. SKIMS didn't just win America, it won the internet. And then it won the world. Its social media marketing translated across borders because it was visual, emotional, and inclusive. Key strategies included partnering with global celebrities, launching localized campaigns. For example, SKIMS Middle East collections with modesty layering, using multilingual captions and region-specific product drops. The brand's visual storytelling didn't rely on language. It relied on feeling. You didn't need to speak English to understand. This looks comfy. This fits bodies like mine. This brand respects me. In Japan, SKIMS collaborated with minimalist influencers. In Dubai, they emphasized modesty and versatility. In Latin America, curves were celebrated and localized influencers drove viral conversions. This wasn't just globalization, this was glocalization. SKIMS built communities, not just markets. So what's the legacy of SKIMS? Let's look at the scoreboard. $4 billion valuation as of 2023. 500 plus employees. Sold in Nordstrom, Selfridges, and direct-to-consumer. Expansion into men's lines and swimwear. But more than numbers, SKIMS changed the category narrative. It made shapewear cool. In the early 2000s, shapewear was a whisper. Post-SKIMS, it's an aesthetic. Psychologically, SKIMS tapped into what psychologists call enclothed cognition. The idea that what we wear changes how we think and feel. And with SKIMS, people didn't just feel slimmer. They felt seen. The brand showed that you could scale inclusion without compromising aspiration. Business schools now teach SKIMS as a case study in founder branding, scarcity marketing, cultural sensitivity, influencer ecosystem building. Kim Kardashian went from reality star to tech-adjacent entrepreneur. And SKIMS proved that brand equity plus customer intimacy plus relentless iteration a cultural juggernaut. So we want to hear from you. What's your go-to SKIMS product? Or do you think the hype is overblown? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love unpacking how brands go viral, subscribe to the channel. Because next time, we're decoding a very different kind of marketing strategy. What made Duolingo viral? How the owl guilt-tripped the world into learning. And yes, we'll talk about the memes.